Welcome to the Rotary RAZZ meeting of November 14th, 2023. Al Huth led us in singing My Country 'Tis of Thee, and Jerry Jansen offered up a prayer for the club, activities, and the meal that we were about to eat. We had a couple of Interact students who showed up from East Noble High School. It is so good to see the club being active. And I'm hearing that next week we will have another 3 or 4 members of that club attending our meeting as well. We need people to sign up for the Windmill Museum parking that will be held on Saturday, December 2nd. And we also need people to sign up for the Christmas party, which is Tuesday, December 5. I have included a link for both the Windmill sign up and the Christmas party in the very same email that you got this RAZZ. Tim Hess passed around a hard copy sign-up sheet for the Salvation Army bell ringing, which will be held Saturday, December 9 at Kroger's grocery store. The CLC will be holding It's a Wonderful Night event on Saturday, December 16th. Diana McCreary is taking care of the decoration for the Rotary tree. Please stop by and check it out, as well as all of the other activities going on at the CLC during the holiday season. Next week's meeting will include discussions by the East Noble School Corporation Superintendent and Assistant Superintendent about the corporation's STEAM program. Should be fascinating. David Hunter made a tremendous comeback with his song leading abilities, and he depended on the all-time favorite Smile and The World Smiles With You, and the club did a great job. They seemed to sing in only one key, which is good. We also sang Happy Birthday to Al Huth. Donna Wolf was the collector of money for the raffle. She collected $40, and $20 of it goes to the foundation, $13 in the pot, and $7 of it was distributed for the winners. Casey won $2 and Donna won $5, and neither one of the two drew the magic card, the Ace of Spades, to win the pot, which has grown to $170. RJ was the sergeant of this evening, and he went and had a conversation initially with Tom Jansen. I didn't quite understand it, but he eventually got $1 out of Larry Doyle for driving up the cost of an auction, which sounded like a good thing because I think it was a benefit auction. But anyway, what do I know? I'm not the Sarge. The next victim for RJ was Tyler Knox. Evidently, Tyler and his family travel all over God's creation to engage in Taekwondo. And this past weekend, he and the family left from Kennevilles to go to Detroit, to go to Atlanta, Georgia, and then in a very short time came back the same route, and RJ thought that was finable. He also went on to find Scott Frick, and then Doug Jansen, and then Casey, all for being missing in action for the past series of weeks. And then he fined Fred for being Fred. A series of brag bucks, including Doug Jansen bragging about Brian DeCamp and his professionalism. Diana McCreary, happy about her husband winning a 1st District City Council election. She also bragged about her son, Cohen, and his ability to touch the rim for the first time. She thought that he might have been motivated because there were girls present. Donna Wolf also was bragging about her daughter, Michaela, who said yes to a wedding dress in under 1 hour. And lastly, Tom Jansen gave a brag for, I'm not sure who, maybe for himself. He's happy to have had a chance to ride around in a combine picking corn for the day. Sounds interesting. Dave Hunter's program for tonight was a person he has known for the last 20 plus years. Her name is Jordy Disler, and she is now the current president of both the LaGrange and Noble County Parkview facilities. She is a nurse by background and has worked in Fort Wayne and the surrounding areas and has been in the industry for 30 years. She is a Carroll grad, and we will not hold that against her. I already mentioned that it's difficult to be independent in the healthcare field today. Instead, it takes partners who are willing to work together to support rural communities. There are many rural communities in the Parkview area, which includes all of Northeast Indiana and Bryan, Ohio area. She mentioned that it is necessary for Parkview to branch out in these areas because there is stiff competition with IU Medical as well as Lutheran facilities. One of the most difficult jobs to fill would be to get an OB in rural environments. Most doctors today want to work in groups of 4 so that they have 3 weekends off a month in the rotation. Both Parkview Noble and Parkview LaGrange manage 200 to 250 births a year, which according to Jordy is not enough to warrant hiring 4 doctors. Again, it is difficult having medical facilities in rural environments. Long gone are the days of the family doctor as we once knew it. The most interesting item that our presenter discussed was the Da Vinci robot. Jordy mentioned that many of the doctors exiting medical school today are trained using a device such as this. Like everything else, the times they are changing. This particular instrument, this tool, goes at the cost of $2 million. Lastly, Jordy Disler talked about how the medical field is changing regarding moral and political decisions that have to be made by licensed practitioners. She mentioned the story of one physician who was opposed to giving hormone suppression to young people, while the hospital the person worked for had the opposite point of view. As a result, many doctors will have to decide if they're willing and able to work for facilities with which they have a moral or religious conflict. Kendallville Rotary would like to thank Jordy Disler, president of Parkview LaGrange and Noble, for taking time to hang out and enlighten the club about the state of medicine in this part of the world. RJ led us out of the meeting with some advice. Never look for a bargain when you're buying sushi or getting plastic surgery. He also led us in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do, but I failed to get a video. My bad. I will not be around next week, but I would like to thank Dave Wilson for doing the RAZZ for me. Happy Thanksgiving to all.